What up, all my fight fans? So, there's been a little rumor going around, and it started by a teammate of a fighter that I'm about to talk about right now. Gilbert Melendez talked about Nick Diaz possibly wanting a return, and I believe Nick Diaz even mentioned a possibly return. Now, we all remember Nick Diaz being the most baddest mofos around. The guy loved fighting. The guy was a hardcore fighter. He always was down to fight anybody, anytime, anywhere. But we all know that previously he had some previous issues. He had some really problems in his personal life, and he was in, I believe, a rehab center or some kind of treatment center that helped him go through whatever he was going through. And I don't know too much detail, so I'm not going to talk about it too much on his personal level, but I'm just happy to see that he's doing good. He came out, he looks great. We all saw him in those videos where he was with Jake Shields at Sean Strickland's gym and all this other stuff. And I believe Nick Diaz even did a few interviews talking about his, what he went through in his past. So yeah, it's good to see Nick Diaz being good and being healthy, and being almost like the Nick Diaz that we remember. It's unfortunate that what he went through, and I'm just glad that he's doing a lot better. But nonetheless, he's also talking about possibly coming back. Now, we all remember that comeback he did against Robbie Lawler. Now that, oh my goodness, that was not the Nick Diaz I remember. Good God, that was not the Nick Diaz I remember. I remember somebody that was a much more badass, and that is somebody that I do not want Nick Diaz to retire from that fight. I would love for him to get one more in if he's healthy enough. If he's healthy and he's motivated and he's dedicated, then yes, please 100% get one more in there, because we do not want to see you lose like that. We don't want to see some of our old legends go out like that. When we see what's going on with BJ Penn, unfortunate for his situation and his personal life, it really sucks. And we didn't get to see, we all remember BJ Penn being the baddest mofos around, being a bit just a nasty mother effer. The guy could get down. The guy was able to scrap. He is definitely up there as a legend in the game. One of the GOATs, if you want to say it. So yes. But unfortunately, what a lot of new fans remember, they probably don't remember him being like that. They remember him losing to a lot of fighters that he should have never lost to. And that's something we want to see for Nick Diaz. We don't want to see him lose like that. We want to see him go in there and go toe-to-toe with some of the other guys that he went toe-to-toe with. And that's going to be my next question. Like, who are we going to see him against? Because a lot of the guys that he fought and a lot of guys that he went against or wanted to go against or even were fighting at the same time are done as well. We saw that Robbie Lawler fight. I mean, those two guys could do it again because they're one apiece now. I'm not exactly sure what else we could do. I wouldn't say him going against Jorge Masvidal only because of the fact that that's Nate Diaz's, his brother's fighter. So I don't think those two guys are too keen on fighting each other's opponents. So that's something I don't think is going to take place either. So yeah, there's a few fights that I guess we could see him do, but it really depends. It's all about making the right fight. I don't want to, of course, we're not going to see him go against a title fight. We're not going to see him against a big name, or I definitely do not want him going against a young guy to be to someone build their name off of either. Like, I don't want to see that either. Like, I want to see him go toe to toe with somebody that's going to make him look good, but at the same time, it's not going to just be a complete annihilation either. So I don't know, guys. I guess the only thing that really stands out, if he could come back, would be Robbie Lawler for a part 3. Would not mind seeing that at all. Would not mind seeing it, especially if Robbie Lawler's down. Other than that, there's guys like George St. Pierre, would not want to see that. There's guys like BJ Penn, definitely would not want to see that. Carlos Condit, again, just a lot of fighters that he fought do not care to see too much of the rematches. Really don't. So I would much rather see this fight take place. So let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about Nick Diaz and his possible return, and him who he's gonna fight against if that ends up taking place. Let me know in the comments, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.